Welcome back to We Are Live. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, celebrating 3.5 years of existence.
Well, we've been alive longer than that.
Nope.
But okay.
Not to me. Not in spirit.
Mm.
First time going on the radio. Evening radio. Spilled a glass of water in my lap.
Sure did, like
half
30
a second
seconds.
before we went on.
Because you was losing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, my God. Evening AM radio. Voila, and we're here.
If you missed any of the show and you're tuning in live,
Good for
thank
you.
you. Go back. And if you're not subscribed on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, let's make that happen immediately. Little review, never hurt anybody. 5 stars. We need to get we want to get to 100 reviews. We're not far off. Need about 40 more. Tell your friends. Give us a review. Let's make that happen. This hour, if Gardner will allow us, we'll do some Make It Racist. Your fair or foul topic for today: movies over 3 hours long. We've got a melee up as well. Check that out on Twitter at We Are Live Radio. There's also a clip from David Hunn yesterday. It was a very good highlight reel of a very good interview. Thanks to Chris Gardner for making that happen. And if you missed the Travu of the Midwestern yesterday, go check that out too. So lots of content, lots of fun for you all. Travis, do we want to jump in to Make It Racist? Gardner, I'm going to let you steer the ship because I don't want you having a stroke over my choosing of the rundown.
We could make that happen, actually.
Oh, may we?
Yeah.
Let's do some Make It Racist. If you're tuned in live on Facebook, send us some submissions. Let's make it racist, everybody.
It's time to...
You don't have to do that. You're moving to New York to be a Sesame Street star. Let me shine a little with an intro, okay?
Okay, give it a shot. Let's see how you do.
Make it racist.
I'm addressing the white elephant in the room. I'm
Why did I
breaking
use my
down the
tongue?
barriers of race by assimilation.
I wouldn't mind to have black neighbors.
That is racist as hell. It's raining little white women. My prayers have been answered.
Black women have the nicest asses.
If that ain't the whitest thing a white man has ever whited in his life.
You do not have to say African American, just say black.
Oh, well, in that case, you know what word I miss? Colored.
That's the best
Don't let
one.
the liberal media
that's
tell
pretty
you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
I'm racist as hell.
You are. That's deserved.
It's time for the segment where I awaken our listeners to the perils of racism in today's society. It's time to make it racist. What do you people have for me to explain to your layman ears today?
Well, in Make It Racist, Travis says he exposes what's always been there.
Oh, yeah, I think we're learning about that through our justice system. But
What
continue.
what are you working with it? What's that article you have pulled up on your little thing there?
I'm looking at Mark Garriga's Wikipedia page. I
And
was just
what are
looking
you
at all
looking at that
the
on that you use every day?
computer system, internet.
No, there's a name for it. There's a brand and
It's a tablet
specifically.
designed by a company in California. Small company, up and coming.
What's the company's name?
Is it in Cupertino?
It's Tim Apple. It's a
Tim Apple.
It's a Tim Apple
You
tablet.
can't make iPads racist. You use it every day. You take it in the bathroom to touch yourself with it.
Well, let's think about it. It controls my life, often oppresses me, is absolutely bad for my health. It might as well just be slavery. Apple, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Also, your practices of not hiring a lot of minority engineers and coders. And
There are a lot of those available.
oh, actually, there are.
Asian, not minority to you, sir? It's always fitting his narrative.
Not like 7 agents who work at Apple. You can't just say they're now diverse.
No Indian folks?
It's like 5 of them.
Where
Don't make me get the breakdown
Where are
of
you getting-
employees
Where are you getting
in
your
Silicon
research?
Valley.
Where are you getting your research?
You're messing with fire dimming. I'll pull up the numbers.
Fire
and the facts.
emojis that you use on your
Oh,
Apple
I will-
products
I will
every day?
find them, and you do not want to see the numbers. The breakdown of race in Silicon Valley. Because Silicon Valley, you're racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Ooh, you gave him a bonus
Yeah,
one.
I threw one extra on there too.
Gardner, you got one?
I do have one.
Okay, what do you got?
Food restaurants. Food restaurants.
Back in the 60s,
Man, he went right to it.
you had to go to the kitchen in food restaurants.
That's where they would make people eat.
That's why we only call them restaurants now.
But can you
because
really
food
argue that?
restaurants, they used to put black people in the kitchen.
Can you really argue that, though? Because at a party, everyone congregates in the kitchen. So I think that was a term of endearment.
I also think it was pretty convenient because we're going to send it back anyway. So
that poor wait staff just knew they had a bunch of running to do.
It was like, hey, we're just doing it out of convenience, man. We just knew you was going to send it back anyway. Food kitchens or food restaurants, you're racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Food kitchens.
You make food kitchens racist?
I cannot.
Make it racist
Oh, boy.
from Patrick in the comments.
Okay.
Play cousins.
Yeah.
Why
This
is that funny?
interesting? Because play cousins actually transcends race. Let's see. And we had to have play cousins in
What
the
is
black
a play
community.
cousin? Make it up.
Because it's basically that's not my cousin, that's my play cousin. Did I explain that correctly?
You did.
Kind of did.
Okay. Yeah, sorry,
Am I
yeah.
a play cousin?
No, maneuver not. Now you're
I
somebody's
want to be
cousin.
your cousin.
Maneuver, but
Play or not?
it is.
Musty ass.
It's. Why aren't you in school?
Mama said I didn't have to go.
I don't believe that your
She
mama.
said you dumb, so why can't I be?
That's that.
Bitch.
What maneuver? Get
Just runs off into the day.
maneuver. You racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Damn.
Let me hold $5.
No, maneuver. Go on somewhere. Damn.
Just $5. Let me hold it.
Maneuver. Go on.
I love that. Let me hold $5. Did she come by again?
Man, I don't even want to start with you right now. You never around when maneuver around.
So you never, play cousin.
Play cousins.
That's my play cousin.
They're racist as hell?
No, you can't just jump to that.
Play cousins is basically because
Did the whites force you to say play cousins?
here's why.
Thank you.
Because the slave owner decimated
This is
the
not
black
a-
family. We didn't know who was our real cousins.
This is
and who
Evil
were
Knievel
our-
flying over the Grand
We
Canyon
didn't
kind
know
of
who
jump.
were our real cousins or our
Oh,
play
no.
cousins. So for safety reasons, when we saw family, we didn't want people to think that we were actually related because
Literally
we knew
making
the
this up
slave
as he
owner
speaks it.
was going to separate us again. So to keep our family bond without being separated, we'd be like, oh, that's my play cousin. So the owner would be like, oh, I'm confused. I can't separate you. And that's how the term came about. Thus, it is racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
That was magical work. I can't decide if that's Evil Knievel making the jump over the Grand Canyon or if it's like Harry Houdini magician level stuff.
That was close, man. You almost had me.
We got another one from the
Almost
comments.
happy.
We ready?
Okay.
Make it racist. Friday fish fries. Good luck. Fried food throughout the city.
That have been
Following the word of Christ.
been appropriated by white Catholics. Black people have been doing Fish Fridays
Damn it.
in society for years. That's all we had, because what would happen was, people, again, you don't know, this goes back to slavery times.
Oh, boy.
All we could afford was
Why does everything go back to that?
fried batter, because we couldn't go inside the big house to use the kitchen. So all we had was batter and fire. So we would every Friday, because we would be like,
Keep fire in a cupboard?
yeah, well, we would keep it buried underneath the soil.
Like the fire burning in your soul to break free of the
we knew how to
chains of-
create fire. This wasn't back during dinosaurs, Chris. We knew we could make fire.
2,000 years ago?
So we would be able to get the fish on Fridays, because that's when the
Did
fish.
you hand catch it?
Well, you have to hand
You
catch
noodle it?
We didn't have no fishing poles, man. There wasn't no Cabela's around. We had to go and grab the fish our damn selves.
You noodle it.
So it was, but on Friday, the fish. The reason why we chose Friday, because the fish come downstream faster on Fridays. So that's when we would
have
have
to
the
do it
most
with
amount
lens?
of fish coming down the stream. On the Fridays, we would grab them out of the water. We would beat the fish we would punch. That's how we became great boxers also. Then we would punch the fish. We would boom, 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 boom. Fish die. We would fry them, and that's how it
And you
became
got to beat
fish
the
fry.
hell out of a catfish.
But
They're
and
so
because
tough.
and then we would also be like, we would thank Jesus for giving us this bountiful of fish. But that's when the Catholics was like, oh, so y'all thinking Jesus? Well, that's going to be our thing. You know, the Catholics, they had the money. They were good. So, thus, it's racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
I don't make the history up. History just exists.
I was waiting for a correlation between the Pope's pointy hat and the Ku Klux Klan.
No, I have too much respect for the Pope. So, please don't disrespect the Pope.
He thinks this will
Yeah.
keep him out of hell if
No.
he talks like that.
I'm just saying, man, you don't have to disrespect the Pope like that, man. All right?
Can you make the Pope
No, I cannot.
racist? as
Most
well?
respect. Look, somebody that comes to my city, you know what? The Pope has been to more parts of the city of St. Louis than Chris Dimon has.
I've been to every part
Well,
of this.
not the current Pope.
Well, no, of course not, but
Pope
it's still the
doesn't
same
live
difference.
forever.
I mean, you keep the Pope. I mean, the Pope is the Pope. The Pope has visited
Good
St.
point.
Louis.
That's a good point.
The
Yeah,
Pope is the Pope, man. You always
It's
the
a
Pope.
good argument.
So the Pope's the Pope.
Can that be a
So he
t-shirt?
poped in my city,
By
so
Jack,
I can't.
By Jack,
Oh.
can we get Travis Terrell with the pointy hat on?
No, man, that's
saying
blasphemous. We
the
ain't
Pope
doing
is
that,
the
man.
Pope?
No, the Pope is the Pope.
Travis lives his day worried he's blaspheming.
I don't want to do that because I ain't trying to have, y'all don't want the black church or even black Catholics up in here. Up in here. You ain't trying to see that.
They got too many other problems going on.
That's also true. But at the same time, I don't want no drama.
Triangle
I respect
Assassin,
the Pope.
Make it racist. Sesame Street.
It is not. Moving on.
Travis Terrell's a man of conviction and he's very fair. He attacks all things the
Nice
same.
try, pal. Nice try.
Make it racist. Attorney General Barr from Jamie Moyer's Fancy Four. Missouri Attorney General Barr, right? Or no, Attorney General Barr. Sorry.
Attorney General Barr. Wow, I don't know him personally, but he looks.
Is that
He
was
looks-
his daddy famous?
Of course,
famous
he's the
Barr?
father of Roseanne Barr. We all know that
don't think
Roseanne
that's a
Barr
thing.
is racist. Thus, the Attorney General Barr, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Sorry, man. That's your child.
The Pope is the Pope and the Pope is dope. Jamie Moyer's Fancy Moyer. That could be a great T-shirt.
Get on it, Beebs. Get on it. There it is. $1 million idea. Did he tell you my other $1 million idea the other day?
Please tell it.
I told him last night, you ready to take off? You ready to become an icon? Find out a way to put gifts on T-shirts.
I mean, like where they're moving.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
No.
We about to be balling, baby.
What the F are you smoking with this?
Were you?
What happened?
Yeah, that's a fair question. Were you not alive? Were you not alive in 1992? It's called a hologram shirt. You dummy.
We're gonna bring it back and do it with gifts.
With a dad hat.
GIFs.
Gifts.
Give.
You don't call it gifs.
to the maker.
I talked to the maker. I don't make sense. So you have to be right. He couldn't be an idiot.
Jamie Moyer's Fancy Foyer says you're
invent
correct. That's who he was thinking.
Oh.
I will take over for the Sesame Street. Make it racist.
No, we will not. We will not do that because
Travis-
there's no need for us to go that route.
Travis
we
happened to
will
be
end it right
hired
there. Nope, we
as
won't
a
even
writer
let you finish that statement.
for the
Not even
show.
gonna let you express what you have to say about Sesame Street because all views expressed on this show does not represent Sesame Street or my affiliation with it. So anything in regards
Right
to
after they
disparaging,
introduced the character
anything
with
that
the dad in
disparaging anything to Sesame Street will not be introduced on this podcast. Let's move on to our next segment. That was good, Gardner. Thank you very much. Very delightful. Very, very delightful.
You feel good about that? Make it racist.
I feel good about educating everybody about what is racist in society. I go through life so blind, so deaf as to what's going on around you. You need somebody to remind you what things are. Must be nice. Must be nice, Denman. Just live in your little White Castle.
No.
Not like White Castle, but
Right.
you live in a
Don't
castle
disparage-
that's
that
white.
would be blasphemous,
Yeah,
too.
it would be too.
Do you want to do some devil's advocate?
Oh,
or
we
do
have
wanna,
to do some
We want to wait a
devil's
minute.
advocate.
What
Oh,
are we gonna do?
look, we got to get this out. First of all, because I'm not going to get on the raccoon cam and get chewed in my face by Sir Gardner. We will stick to the rundown, and the rundown will be stuck. So you know what time it is? It's time for... Damn it. Devil's Advocate!
He's laughing his sick f***ing ass off.
I swear to God, Pacino gets louder every time he does that. Man, that was a good movie. That was a good-ass movie.
That's all right.
Do you
Charlize
want to?
Theron was in it. She was looking good.
We got a tweet.
Scrumptious.
We got a tweet we need to talk about from Jeff Ross,
Oh, boy.
Roastmaster General,
Hey, Jeff, how are you today? Didn't know he was chiming into the show.
from the Twitter at. He says, "Breaking news: Jussie Smollett accepted to USC.
I already saw that one.
I didn't see it. That's great, though.
No, how long ago was that?
I don't care. Do you want me to look it up?
Well, it's just I saw one that said that yesterday.
Probably from like 8 days ago, and I'm just now seeing it.
Okay.
So devil's advocate.
I like. However, the material I do like.
Yeah.
I should say.
That was good. Jeff Ross, relevant once a year. Devil's advocate, the way the game. So I can't roast the roast master? Give me a break.
No.
Oh, come on.
13 hours ago.
Oh, boy.
Okay, that's pretty close then to the other one.
Right before I fell asleep last night.
I'm just saying, Travis, when you make comments like that, that's normally when you start getting in a mood. So.
Oh, this is where I get a little bit of
you have a tell.
rambunctious.
You
I
have
have a tell. He's probably right. That's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me this year.
No, that's why I was like, oh, okay.
We're about to get him fired
That's
up.
where we're going.
Devil's advocate today, though, should be a lot of fun because, well, it's going to be difficult for me because I can't believe I've done this to myself, but it's only fair because I'm objective on this show. Today's devil advocate, of course, where we will argue positions.
Like you got Garrigus representing you. I'd be careful, man.
We're going to argue the positions of people we generally disagree with or would hate to actually represent, but we're going to work as their public relations advisor and answer some questions during this press conference. Today's press conference is brought to you by, of course, Chris Gardner and his lovely face, a.k.a. Guardsy. He's going to be asking us some questions. Wave to the crowd.
I'll just chime in here and there.
Okay,
You guys
very
will be
well.
poking at each other's.
Content
Stories
is also brought to you by Gateway Powder Coating.
Boom.
Did you know that, Travis?
Ooh, I'm very aware of that, Chris.
We are proud to work with them. They are fast, durable, affordable. Gateway Powder Coating. If you need new wheels, if you need new looking wheels, they can powder coat them. Furniture, smokers, barbecue pits, whatever you got that's metal, they can powder coat it. Your number one resource for powder coating in the Midwest is Gateway Powder Coating. Again, fast, durable, affordable. GatewayPowderCoat.com online.
Playing the role of public relations representative for Mark Garagos will be Mr. Chris Denman.
This will be easy as pie.
And playing the representative to U.S. Attorney General William Barr, none other than Travis Terrell. What was the tweet about him and Bannon?
Oh,
Gardner, did you giggle when you assigned this to Travis? Like,
Yeah,
did
I
this make your day?
He loved it.
Okay.
the one about Barr that I saw, it
was
was
pretty
like
good.
I don't have the visual here. I wish I did. They showed
It's
a
a side
picture
by side of Bannon
it
and
was
Barr.
Bannon and Barr, Steve Bannon and William Barr, and then so it's like before and after going on Queer Eye, and you looked at the
That's
pictures of them, and you're like,
Very true.
the picture really hits home with that.
It
with that
really
joke.
does.
It was
Especially since
very well done.
And Bannon looked like walking mold. So then you compare it to Barr in a suit. You're like, oh, I can absolutely see. I can absolutely see it. He did. All right,
Everywhere he goes, people go, ugh!
I think you should throw that away. I
Right.
think the rest of the bread is bad.
No. I think it ages the cheese.
Well done. All right, Chris, since it is going to be basically a walk in the park for you, I'm going to make it interesting. You are representing Mark Garagos. He, of course, is the celebrity attorney representing a lot of people these days and now finds himself in the crosshairs of the FBI. Are you ready, sir?
Oh, of course. This is very simple.
Sir, why is your client a co-conspirator with Michael Avenatti?
This is an obvious assault on the American justice system. Mr. Garagos, his relatives suffered through the Armenian genocide. Are you familiar with that?
Sir, that wasn't the question.
Young Turks caused that. That's
Okay.
right. It's a very bad thing that has tried to be. I believe. Are you cool with Turkey?
So he understands struggle. He comes from a family
The reality
and a history
of the
struggle.
situation is he comes from a very, very strong lines of immigrants
Yes,
that
sir.
have made it to this country,
Yes,
that
sir.
work their ass off and do nothing but respect.
So how did
The
Mark Garagos
American
end up in bed with
justice
Michael
system-
Avenatti then?
Michael Avenatti has leached onto them. You will see once correct information comes out and is made available. You're not available to see what is the path to redemption for Mr. Garagos currently.
Okay.
Avenatti is he's a scum of the earth. He comes from St. Louis.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've ever heard
He's
that.
scum of the earth.
The-
Interesting.
The problem is, Avenatti, when he was running around with, I'm not sure if you remember Horseface Stormy Daniels.
oh my! Oh
That's an official
wow!
name.
Wow!
That's an official name. Do
Wha-
you know what she does?
Oh my!
She peddles in smut,
So you're.
crippling the Black American family.
Oh my goodness! So
strip
you
club
are.
by strip club, And Mr. Garrigus has been unfairly drugged into this.
Interesting.
The conspirators behind this
Uh-huh.
hate justice.
Okay.
They don't like rap music. Do you like Chris
Sir,
Brown's music?
this is not a
Do
conversation.
you like Chris Brown's music?
Sir, I don't listen
Have
to
you
music
ever
at all.
danced to Bad by Michael Jackson?
Sir, speaking
Answer
of Michael
the
Jackson,
question.
Mark
Answer the
Garrigus
question.
represented Michael
Answer the
Jackson
question.
during his 2 trials. Do you agree with Mark Garrigus' defense of Michael Jackson?
I agree with the American justice system, which has kept many, many, many innocent folks out of the
So
prison
you
system.
agree, despite what we've seen recently in the documentary Leaving Neverland,
I'm not familiar with the film.
there is a movie that exposes Michael Jackson for years of abuse of children.
Michael
and
Jackson,
your
the wide
client,
receiver for the Baltimore
No,
Ravens?
Michael Jackson, the pop star, sir. Your client represented him on several occasions during these particular instances. Do you stand by your client who stood by a man that has been accused of child abuse and sexual harassment?
Do you hate black people?
I do not, sir.
That's what I'm hearing right now.
I do not hear that, sir.
This man
Are
has
you
helped
defending
more
a pedophile?
people
Are you
of
defending a lawyer who defended a pedophile?
That's not relevant in this case.
It's not.
Nike has.
Oh, wow.
Nike has, I guess we could call it, employed child workers in China for 5 cents a month. Do your research.
What?
Do you, sir, with your fresh Jordans on,
I'm noticing
want
a
to
theme
support
here.
want to support such a company? You don't think a company that sends a 3-year-old to stitch that Jordan logo onto your shoe would lie and implicate the good, clean name of Mark Garrigus, who suffered through the atrocities put on his Armenian people?
Are you happy
An
that
arbiter of justice.
Are you happy that you represent
An
a client
arbiter of justice.
and Scott Peterson, who also has a history of killing his ex-wives and is currently in prison for life?
Ex-wives. I'm sorry. Are you speaking incorrectly? He was convicted of the murder of one wife. Way different. That's one.
Just one wife.
That's
And who
one-
was his attorney? Who
that's
was Scott
one-
Peterson's
that's
attorney?
100% less.
And who
I
was his
think
attorney at the time?
In coming days,
It was Mark
months,
Garrigus.
Maybe even years, you'll see Scott Peterson exonerated. Not sure if you
Oh,
saw the
boy.
documentary.
Okay.
If you saw the documentary Gone Girl, Ben Affleck was honest. Ben Affleck, Cape Girardeau native in the film, was obviously innocent. That documentary will prove him right. The poor name of Nancy Grace.
I feel like I'm noticing a theme here. Susan McDougal was a Whitewater figure that also a former business partner of Bill Clinton. Mark Garrigus also defended her. She, of
Correct.
course, was
Again,
facing
you are proving my
12
point,
count
sir.
embezzlement.
You're proving my point.
So he
that
seems
the
to be
American
representing
justice
people
system,
that have a history
The
of
rules-
poor behavior. Does
the
he
rules in
approve of their
which-
behavior?
The rules in which he performs and acts as lawyer and counsel for these people, set up under the American justice system. And again, to hate Mark Garrigus is to hate the stars and bars, brother. Thank
Oh,
you.
wow. He's also defended a Colin Kaepernick. Do you
No,
side
I
with Colin Kaepernick and his
ended
and him
on
kneeling?
stars and bars.
They can't end on stars and bars. Speaking of stars and bars, he represented a client that did not want to stand for the stars and stripes.
And I
Do
can't-
you
and I
agree
can't
with Mark
discuss-
Garrigo's representation of
I can't
Colin
discuss
Kaepernick?
because of the fat payout or the
Oh, wow.
issue that I got with them. So again, I don't know if you saw Robert Kraft dabbling in sexual
I
exploitation.
bet you Mark Garrigo's going to represent him soon too, right?
It's beside the point. Again, an attack on immigrant-made right. Mark Garrigus is an attack
Unbelievable.
on the American way, and I implore you to read a Bible. Thanks.
What? Bible? All right. I guess it's my
Hold on,
turn.
Okay.
All right.
Chris did a pretty good job.
He just said things. He didn't say anything meaningful. He just kept coming back to the Armenian genocide.
Please don't say that in front. That's
I'll just say this, Travis. You're up against it. There are some holes in what he did, however. I need to clarify here with Chris real quick. Did you say something about the stars and bars?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
An attack on Mark Garrigus is an attack on the stars and bars, brother.
Okay, so are you? I just want to clarify before we move on. It's an attack on the Confederacy?
Nope. Stars and stripes.
Okay, because the stars and bars is the first Confederate flag.
Nope. No, that's different.
That's where you say do your research.
Do your research. Travis Terrell.
Okay.
inspired.
This is unbelievable.
Okay, here.
What
he
a
did-
weak-ass
he-
defense.
He did a good job. There was a couple slip-ups, though. You have an opening.
Okay.
But you have to execute properly.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, Travis.
All right, here we go.
You are defending
William Barr.
William Barr. And, yeah.
All right. I'll take questions. There will be no statements at this time.
You're defending. You're defending Billy Barr. Believe he's related to the family of Confederate soldiers known as the Stars and Bars.
Sir, if you could, that is incorrect. And can you refer to him as
Nope.
Attorney General of
the
the
guy
United
from
States
TMZ
of
just
America?
tweeted it out.
No,
Thank you.
he is William Barr and has no relation to Roseanne Barr. I heard a rumor on some dumbass podcast where there was being spread around in a silly ass segment that is absolutely untrue. He is not related.
I didn't know the bitch was black.
Now listen here, Terrell. Get your ass out of here, pal. Makes me sick. They just let anybody on the show these days.
So again, your client related to Roseanne Barr, related to the Stars and Bars
MS-13.
of the Confederacy,
MS-13.
and also
And we're
exploited
talking about, what are we here talking
exploited Americans' fashion sense for years as co-owner of Famous Bar. What a narcissistic name for a store. You're famous. Your last name? I don't care
about?
for
No, that was my aunt Famous and my uncle Barr.
Play aunt or real aunt?
That was none of your business. I don't know who you with.
So, Attorney General Barr, you did a cliff notes of the report, and you've declared victory for the President of the United States.
First off, everybody's
Sir,
complaining.
First of all, show me. Can you turn this iPhone on? You're kind of old. I don't really trust what you're looking at there.
I don't.
Yeah.
Do they sell
Senator-
ads? How does this
Attorney
work?
General, we sell ads.
Okay, I was like, I don't know how to even open a phone.
I see.
Got it.
I don't know how the phones work.
Attorney General, I know we're going to have to break in 30 seconds for you to pee for the fourth time while we discuss this thing. When's the last time you played golf, Attorney?
Young man, look, this is an exercise of fake news.
I've got a
We're here-
receipt
we're
saying
here
you've flown to
attacking it-
Mar-a-Lago 17 times in the last month. Your client has, excuse me. And I don't see
Mr.
anywhere on his resume that he's a gator farmer. What's he doing down there?
Oh, Mr. Barr is a member of Mar-a-Lago. So from time to time, on his leisure, on his own dime, he'll fly to Mar-a-Lago with his family, his kids, and spend quality time with them. You know, I think
What
we should
about
start
that one
commending
kid?
people
What about
who
that
can.
one kid that looks kind of like the housekeeper?
So now you're attacking my family. So you're attacking Mr. Barr's family.
I'm asking.
Are you really going after his family? Is that what you want to do here today, sir? Attack the family of a man who's representing the Department of Justice? Is that what you stand for today, sir? Attacking children? Oh, I didn't realize Joe Rogan was here today. I didn't realize Alex Jones was going to be here
This is
asking
getting
questions.
out- this
Who
is
else is asking these questions
getting
today? This is
way off.
ridiculous.
Way off.
What else
base.
we got for Mr. Barr? He's got a busy schedule trying to take down MS-13. What else you got,
I
sir?
have a few here.
It's silly season.
With the last name like Barr, I'd like to speak on behalf of MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. We feel his last name is triggering, and this report has made many people
First of all,
worse off. Sorry, another question.
No,
from the
he started.
silver-haired
No, I
gentleman.
want to answer that gentleman's question. First of
No,
all,
this is
he
Mothers
started-
Against Drunk Driving.
No, he started an organization called Brothers Against Road Rage. That's what he also started. And I want people to recognize this because that's not fair. You want to go, listen here, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. I understand that, but road rage kills thousands of people every year, and brothers are usually the ones to blame. And Mr. Barr decided to get together with the African American community and say, hey, let's stand up against this nonsense. So he started Barr, Brothers Against Road Rage. Excuse me for him going into the community. I don't see Democrats doing that.
Is that brothers?
Yes.
Buy Jack, new T-shirt. Brothers Against Road Rage.
Rage. Okay. You mentioned the Department of Justice.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, my aunt's here. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. And I want to emphasize the word justice.
Okay.
Is it justice for the American people to not have full access to the Mueller report and everything that was found by Robert Mueller as opposed to an interpretation from the Attorney General?
I think we will make the report available here very soon. But
How
you have
soon?
to understand that the information that the special investigator uncovered may hold some important information to our intelligence community, which could expose potential assets. So
Really?
we want to make sure that we are not exposing our intelligence community for Russia to take advantage of, as they did during the election. And that's why I highlighted in my 4-page report.
You acknowledge that Russia was trying to take
Well, in
advantage
my
of-
report, I acknowledged that Russia indeed tried to influence our elections. I said that in a report. And the reason why I only did 4 pages, I know Americans. You guys are too busy. You ain't got time to read 8,000 pages. Really, you can't even sit through a Game of Thrones novel. So what I did, I got together over the weekend, had some Merlot, and I wrote out a 4-page book report. Made it easier for Americans. You can finish it while you're in traffic. You're welcome.
Now-
Get it on iBooks.
Now, Mr. Barr said that the decision on not collusion, but the decision on obstruction was left up to him by Robert Mueller.
Sounds like he
did-
thinks he's
but
above
did
the
not
bar.
say that in particular. That's what the report said, I believe. And is it weird that as a private citizen, Mr. Barr sent a 19-page letter on how Mueller was overextending obstruction?
Oh, boy.
And as the Attorney General, when deciding this, the letter he sends to Congress on an entire report, not just the obstruction part of it, was simply 4 pages.
That's a loaded question, but to answer the question, I'll say this.
Loaded like a client bar.
Attorney General Barr, by most accounts, has not broken the law.
By most accounts?
By most accounts, he hasn't done anything illegal. And unless people plan on bringing forth charges against the Attorney General of the United States, why is he being put on this pedestal? Isn't it up to Congress? Shouldn't Congress intervene and step in? Where's their voice in this?
Well, it seems that you are hindering that, obstructing yourself, or he is obstructing himself.
You're
in a
setting the
way.
bar awfully low.
Oh!
I'm just working within the parameters of a system that I did not design.
Parameters.
So Mr. Barr is just doing what he's been responsible for doing as Attorney General. He's just following the letter of the law. You're going to get upset at a law-abiding citizen? I'm sorry.
Is he following the letter of the law when he has chosen to not defend any parts of the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare?
Also, this little homie group that Barr is running around with, they
Yes.
just cut a bunch of Special Olympics funding yesterday. That's part of his posse, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, setting the bar awfully low.
Well, here's the thing, and maybe because
That's
you
the
guys,
headline for the New York Times.
maybe you went to a rural public school, so you're not sure how
Gold Star Blue Ribbon.
Okay, well, maybe you're not sure how the government works. Well, that's the Secretary of Education, and
Yeah, part
Mr.
of your
Barr,
boy's posse.
Mr. Barr is the Attorney General of the United
Affordable
States.
Care Act.
Where does
Why
this-
aren't
so-
you defending it?
Where
Why-
does the Surgeon General come into this? Do generals hang
He
out
just
together?
tells people not to smoke.
Look, last time I checked, I'm sorry, MS-13. Last time I checked, marijuana is growing
Yeah,
across the
that's
states here in
true.
America. Last time I checked, crime is happening.
You been to
If
Chicago lately?
I looked the other day. I looked up. I saw St. Louis. There was a robbery.
Affordable Care Act.
So why
aren't you defending it?
Because we're too busy defending Americans against corporations like China. China's up here trying to take the creative freedom from Americans, and that's what we're defending the American people against right now. Okay? That's our most important thing, because China and MS-13, if they get together and they see ISIS on the block, that could be trouble. So we're trying to defend them. And did I mention the illegals from the caravan in Puerto Rico? They coming up through Key West.
Puerto
so we
Rico
Might I
is
remind you
technically
it's
a part of the
US.
United States.
Exactly.
territory.
It is a part of the U.S., and that's why we got to put a stop to it. Because
bar-
the Puerto
the bars
Ricans
are
are a
so-
part of the U.S., and so therefore, if ISIS and then Al-Qaeda and those Nazis from Charlottesville get together, they are going to hurt your health, and we're going to stop them from taking your health. That's what the president is doing.
Okay.
And that's what Mr. Barr is currently doing. If you don't, I'm sorry, if you think MS-13 is cool, you should come outside and say it. Say MS-13 is cool. I think they're bad. I think ISIS is bad.
Can you clip off the part where he just says MS-13 is cool, and then we'll use that? Thank you.
This has been child's play. This is ridiculous. This is a kangaroo court.
All right.
Remember Captain Kangaroo?
He was such a hero.
Would he hang out with Attorney General or Surgeon General?
They look alike.
Does a captain get to hang out with generals?
No, not generally.
How do you feel about yourself?
That was good. Not general.
How do I feel about myself?
How does Mr. Barr feel about just letting everyone not have health care?
You know, this is what the American people voted for.
So you side with justice, which you side with Mark Garrigus. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
I think look.
A lot of that was nonsensical.
What?
Travis.
What? I answered all your questions.
You did, but you didn't really give answers.
I did. Did I not tell you about MS-13?
You
That's
did,
scary.
but I never asked
That's
about
all
them.
anybody
I
actually.
mean,
One
I'm
way
just saying,
from-
but you wanted an answer, and I
Yeah.
told you
I
MS-13.
asked nothing about
Hang
Puerto
on,
Rico
Gardner,
or
ask
ISIS.
me to summarize. I'm general American population. Ask me to summarize the press conference.
Could you please summarize the press conference we just saw?
Well, the bar was set awfully low for MS-13. That's what they would get from our thing.
Now
It's
you
something about an
each-
Armenian.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
Chris was trying to go to the Armenian genocide.
He really played
That
on
was
that.
in
That's right.
the,
I was living in it.
that was early in the 1900s.
Thank you.
Still not recognized.
So, that's it's impactful, most certainly, historically.
Not according to Turkey.
To tie that to Mr. Garrigus is difficult, however.
Nah, he's still
Now,
fighting on
the
their behalf.
biggest slip up
Justice.
that Mr. Denman made in defending Mark Garrigus was the Stars and Bars.
Now, I would say that's from the influence of the Confederate member, Attorney General Barr, allegedly.
So okay.
I mean, I can't.
Okay. So you have an
I'm just.
excuse.
I'm just saying.
You're acknowledging though it was a slip up. Maybe you said would instead of wouldn't, or something along those
That's a
lines.
very common presidential thing to do.
That is very presidential. That's a good argument there.
You need to remember
actually.
that. And president higher than attorney general.
Now, Travis, you didn't make a lot of sense at all.
What?
You get a lot of points though.
Okay.
A lot of credit for Brothers Against Road Rage.
Look, you ain't going to blaspheme his name. He out in these streets.
Oh, man, this is tough to gauge here. Come on. I need to look something up real quick
Oh, boy, okay.
just to make sure I have this.
I think I had a strong
Okay.
defense, man.
All right,
I think
all
I
right.
sat up here and I represented someone that I do not agree with, and I did it objectively.
I got to give it to Travis just simply based on Brothers Against Road Rage.
This is
If he didn't have that, Chris wins that argument.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving is the biggest PR attack you don't want, and they're on his ass.
Yeah.
But hey, you want to side with the brothers? Okay.
Who's going to be against brothers who are against road rage? Like, what other organization would you
nonsensical,
want to?
'cause it
That's
doesn't
not.
exist.
How cool would that
Doesn't
be?
exist.
How awesome of an organization. That's like the most formidable organization I can think of.
Who's more road rage susceptible? Honestly,
In America?
is it brothers? Is that why your idea is so? Is that why your idea is so impactful?
It's white folk.
It's definitely white people,
Just
especially
frustration.
post 35 to 50. I don't know what it is, man. I think because they realized like halfway through their marriage, they married someone ugly, and then it was like, oh shoot, I'm stuck with her.
You
and
hate
so now
women?
people are like, oh, none of driving, and I'm angry, and oh my goodness, there's a black man enjoying freedom, and cuts them off.
You think that's what motivates
Exactly,
most?
that's what goes through their head.
Okay.
generally.
They wouldn't do that.
I'm just thinking.
I know somebody that.
I'm
they
not a
would-
white man,
Because
but
they would stereotype and assume that black man has a gun.
yeah, that's also true. Like, oh, look at him with his happy family. He's definitely got 14 weapons in there. It's got to be up to no good. Proud of yourself?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'll defend Garrigus always, but I can't believe I just lost to a guy you makes you crawl out of your own skin. That motivated you. You brought it from
you
another. But this was your
defended-
flu game,
You defended shooting down Obamacare.
and you'll never recover from this. You may have won the battle. I think I won the war.
No, man.
Why do you always say that?
Yeah,
No, you
'cause-
just lost.
This
why
ain't
do
G.I.
you say-
Joe.
Lost. Take your L. Get out of here. Oh, I'm going to win the war. Probably not.
No, I'm done. This is it. I'm walking off a winner. I'm not going to continue to fight and potentially lose. I'm going to take my win and
No.
keep it moving.
One-
I won the war.
1-0,
I
dude.
did- That's all it needed, brother. There's one battle, one war, over with.
That happened one
It does
time.
happen a lot. He may have won the battle, but people used to say like even when they say like Like with Trump, when he wants, like, he may have won the president, he may have won this battle, but he's far from one. I was like, he's
said,
president.
the president.
He got what he wanted. And that's what's the
the
end
war.
game. That's the war. Game over.
That's what Skeletor would say to He-Man.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like,
this
dude,
ain't
you're
the end
0
of-
for 30.
Right. This isn't the end of a Power Rangers episode. This is life.
And He-Man kept winning every single damn battle.
Every time. So he did win the war.
When is that war over?
Thanos may have won the battle, but he won. He did. Everyone's gone. Thanos is victorious. He's at home watching Netflix. He won. He's got the W.
We'll say a guy I know, because nobody likes effing or fighting stories, right? Yeah, everybody's like, hey, you're lame. Guy I know beat the dog piss out of like 3 dudes, and then as he's getting in the car, the last friend's like, if I ever run into you again, I'm like, I'm here now.
I'm present.
I'm here.
I
Your
just
friends
did that.
are dead in the street.
They're unconscious.
Why?
This isn't a 5-game series.
No.
It was a one-shot.
3-0. Let's make it 4-0.
It was sudden death overtime. We went in, I scored, it's over.
There is evidence that there is no fear
I have
of fighting
pictures.
right now.
Wait. What did you say to set this story up, though?
Some guy I know
Yeah, and then you go,
And they use
I'm right here.
is what he said.
Chris.
3 of your friends
They're
are
gonna know.
bleeding in the street.
A friend of mine. I'm right here.
I've never.
He
he's like,
said.
You oughta. I oughta. I'm like, oughta now.
If I ever see you out again, I'm present. You're 7 feet from me.
There's explicit evidence that says that this can be done and engaged in.
Empirical research.
I'm doing my research in real time. Shout out to Mexico, Missouri's finest.
But if you punch me 7 more times, you're gonna see what's really gonna happen.
I don't think I will.
No. I've punched you enough.
You have no-
I'm victorious.
You're sands in orbital.
If more blood come off my face, man, I'm telling you what. You're in the hospital. That's an IV. You're about to die. But if I come back to life, cuz it's gonna be on.
Haunt your ass.
I'm a
If I ever, this is now.
There's no need for ifs.
We're gonna push fair or foul one more day.
No, we're not.
This segment not brought to you by GoDaddy. I'll say that. We've got a migration issue.
What is happening?
We need Trump to
This
solve
is-
it. We need
No,
Trump
hold
to
on.
solve this
Hold
migration
on.
issue.
Hold on. I've noticed something. So
Maybe the guy was planning on having an 80s turning montage before he saw you again. Thank you, Black Sheep. That's true. But me, the person that told me this story,
I see. I've noticed something in the last week or so.
an evening in 2010.
Ever since I've made my little announcement,
I've
Chris has
killed-
been trying to take a
killed the
little
segment.
piece of me
Yeah.
every day. And now you're
I'm
telling
remembering
me
how
a
unsupportive you were
segment-
of my all things comedy endeavor.
your segment.
Remember that?
This
It would
segment.
get weird.
I didn't get weird.
It would get real
Did you
weird.
go to Arizona without me and did your own thing?
Boy,
Sure,
I wish
that's
you-
fine.
I wish you would have been there.
but
We would have killed.
But I don't. This is so now 2 days in a row, a segment that has absolutely built the empire that we sit under, and now we're not okay.
So we're gonna push fair or foul one
Do
more
I
day.
have to-
I've been told by GoDaddy support that the new website migration is that. am I
I've never
saying it
heard
right?
this. How the hell?
Do I say?
I can literally send a text
Can
to
I s-
someone in India right now, and it'll get there in less than 2 seconds.
What if I say-
and Chris is talking about migration
We're
and
gonna have to-
emails
if I say
from one
Ja-
website to the other?
Will you believe me if I say JavaScript? Does that make me sound informed?
No, man, you don't know a damn thing about no Java or script.
There's a JavaScript in this.
I think tomorrow's fair or foul will be movies over 3 hours long / website migrations.
This is bull, man. This is bull, and I filed this episode
They've
of the protest.
built a wall. The migration is
I
slow.
filed a protest. I filed a protest. Can I do that? Oh, hold on.
Big surprise, black
There we
dude
go.
ruining a show.
Filing this under protest. Absolutely. 2 days in a row. One day would have been one thing, but the second day, nah. This is a
More
concerted
proof that
effort.
Silicon Valley's racist.
No, this is a yes.
Since there's obviously evidence that the current president is in the clear now and is a legitimate president, do I have to change the beginning of fair or foul? now?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. No, we're current with it. You do it with the standing
Maybe,
president. That's the rule I set when I made this segment.
Maybe I put a line in there where it says something like, fire those sons of bitches
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Is that what I have to do, Travis?
If the original fair or foul does not return to the airwaves in the next 24 hours.
I'm literally calling GoDaddy support after this. I'm going to tell them, The people demand their $10 gift certificate to Southtown Pub, which we're having comedy at tomorrow
My
night. You guys need to
co-host
come.
gets asked about this segment all the time.
It's in the open.
Okay. You want to see a protest?
Oh, no.
You want to see a protest?
no.
Let there not be a fair foul tomorrow, and you will see a protest.
You gonna march and march?
I gonna see a protest.
You gonna march
I
on
liked the
this?
week we did all the
you stay out of
alternate
the
fair
West
fouls.
End?
That was fun. That's the most creative thing we've ever done. We said we're killing fair or foul, and then we did hot or cold, good or not good. What were they? It was like hot or cold is my favorite.
There was like
it's a-
yes
Or no.
or no.
And by the way, 101 ESPN and the Fast Line, you're welcome for take it or leave it.
Yeah, get him, Guardsy.
You made up take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Tioli.
That's stupid.
Tioli.
And now it's like
Those guys are good at what they do.
No.
I like if I need
And
some just
the-
very hammy sports
how we
talk,
had
I
to
love
come
it.
up with that idea. The segment obviously works for them. How we had to come up with them. What we were told to do was stupid. Won't get into that.
Tell me what we told
No,
you.
man.
Nobody that's there now. is
y'all
it?
ain't gonna disrespect.
I don't need to get into it.
Okay.
That
But
guy.
I love the trail off. I got
Right,
it.
but I'm
I
saying-
got it.
I'm saying-
But you created Tioli.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Carrick are still tight.
Yeah, we play golf.
Get him in here on a Tuesday then.
Actually, about a month ago, he said, "Hey, we gotta play golf here soon."
No, I don't care about your golf schedule.
I gotta
I'd
play
like to
golf
have
with
him in here to.
I like
to
golfing with him.
Let on Media Tuesday.
He was golfing with Greg and I,
Oh, here we go.
with Emsinger and I.
So you end the show with your-
Randy's got the
your
hookup.
fake celebrity friends and like the way
I
Chris
mean,
started
Randy's.
the
It sounds
show.
like you've got the hookup, and you're not allowing us
No,
in there.
Randy's
Yeah,
got
I
the
think you're
hookup.
keeping us.
Oh yeah, I've got all these great media people, and we have access to a studio 24/7. Oh, bring them by. Do a 19th hole
I
podcast.
like to keep my world separate.
Oh my God, George Costanza.
Tomorrow's topic should be fair or foul topic over 3 days long.
Get your laughs in now.
We can have an addendum.
Get your jokes in now.
We could just put some addendums.
JVL Jackal wants to bring Reagan back to fair or foul. You got a Reagan? Can you do a Reagan? Every comedian in the 80s had a Reagan.
Nancy.
I don't have a Reagan.
Was that I got a Reagan?
I don't have a Reagan. I don't have a Trump. Give me your Obama.
Let me be clear.
Michelle and I will be there. You can just do it with pausing, right?
Yeah, you just gotta have the night.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
People often ask me.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this. That's not even.
Oh, maybe we'll bring back Reagan.
Dude, new segment idea. Presidential impersonation off. We bring in, we let the listeners
You know
decide
what
who brings
James
in.
Buchanan sounds like?
I was going to say
Excuse
something. I was
me.
going to say something really racist.
I know, of course. Yes. He's saying like it's going to be a major. He hit my elbow. and it's going to be a surprise. Hey, man, I got something to tell you. Hey, what? Hey, I was.
Travis,
I stopped
Travis.
myself from saying something racist.
I do.
What?
I do all the presidents up to Lincoln, and it just my impression always just starts with "boy." Terrible.
There you go.
That would be the impression.
There's a Travis.
That would be
I
the
know.
impression.
There's a Travis I know.
Take away my segment, and your ass has got racist. I can't believe this.
Classic Chris, always being racist.
You tried to make us pay you today.
That's true. By the way,
no,
check
I
out.
didn't try to make anyone do anything.
We
I
have-
made one suggestion.
A pretty good one, actually.
It was a solid, fair suggestion. I didn't even say money. I just said access to education.
Hey.
I said access to education. People go, ooh.
You
No!
know- hey,
Educate him, no!
No.
You know how we get people to get trade training and like get back into the trades? Give black people free admission to college, and then they're okay, fine. I don't want it anymore. That's what'll happen, wouldn't it?
That's how it would work.
Yeah, everybody
oh,
would-
well,
well,
we just want people with
college
high school
sucks
degrees
now.
now. That's all we need. You just need a high school diploma. You're
if
good.
If that would truly happen, I would have to go. You've been right all along.
Man, did you see
Influx,
this? Did you see-
influx
you
of welders.
You all of a sudden, man, you can be vice president of Bank of America just with a GED?
Seven-
What kind of crap is this?
17-year-olds in rural Mississippi refusing to go to four-year
That's what
party colleges now and just heading right to a trade school.
That's what will happen. Yeah, and then that's when
USC losing out with, from their white students going to ITT Tech in Tustin, California.
the only time the poor will ever eat the rich if there becomes a vast, abundant amount of black rich people. That's the only way that works.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think if there becomes a vast majority of black wealthy people in America, that's when you'll see the poor eat the rich.
I'll say this, and I have to because it's funny. Black sheep, Garfield, President Andrew Garfield.
Of course.
Impression.
Oh, I think I know where this is
would
going.
love lasagna and hate Mondays.
This is what happened when you don't have a segment to end your show.
Yeah, you kind of turn the inmates loose and they're running the show.
You told the kids they can have an extra 5 minutes of recess.
And you tell the kids, hey, pick what you want for breakfast. You walk in, ice cream and a cupcake.
Yep, there it is. You want to wrap it up with our special sponsors? Since apparently we don't have time we don't have time for a segment.
No, there's time. It's GoDaddy and the migration.
Okay. All right. Who we got to thank? Tech Electronics?
Tech Electronics. Why are you incensed with the sponsors?
That's fine. We're just Tech Electronics.
Tech Electronics made the studio possible. They're a wonderful company here in the St. Louis area. Tech Electronics. You know what we missed? You know what put us in a funk today? Dr. Ed from Hillside Animal Hospital was not in for Dogs on Film. He's a busy man. You need to take your pets to Hillside Animal Hospital. He'll take great care of them. Wonderful staff. His family works there, and they do work with Gateway Pet Guardians, a wonderful shelter that just moved into a new building in East St. Louis. Shout out to them. Thank you to all of our great sponsors. Thank you to everyone for coming to Southtown Pub tomorrow night for Free Comedy Thursday. Ben Johnson's headlining, Dwight Simmons coming in from Indianapolis, Justin Luke, and Tom Brown. A lot of great guys on the show tomorrow night. That's Free Comedy Thursday, Southtown Pub. That's a 50% black show, Travis. Do you approve?
I don't care for your math.
Got it. These are all very funny people, regardless of race. I figured Travis and Tom Brown, great last name in your world. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, the great Chris Gardner. It's We Are Live. We're back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. Who's in tomorrow, Gardner? Anybody? Maybe, yeah.
Not currently.
Okay, good stuff all around. Great work in the comment section today. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with We Are Live. Peace.
Peace.